Tonight, our plan is to take on the army track, but it doesn't come without its issues, with a few mechanical dramas and a few tracks just getting there that go from dry to very wet very quickly. Not only that, do we get to see some sensational camping, beautiful huts and scenery. So tune in with us as we take on the Victorian high country. Righto guys, it's night one on our Vic High Country adventure. Well, day one, but it's now turned into a night run. I was meant to leave tomorrow morning, but plans have changed. I haven't filmed anything up until this point because I decided to leave late, which meant I had a very short window to get to the Mansfield Servo to fill up, and I just made it because they just shut. So we're going to continue on, head up to Jamison, where my parents already are, so we'll meet up with them there. Tomorrow we're going to continue on down to Lacola. So we'll hit the road, and yeah, we'll take in the nice nighttime scenery. So we ended up going into camp. Well, not too bad, it was probably about 10ish last night, but I was a bit tired, so I didn't do any filming. But we just did a quick setup for the night, and we're going to pack up and move on today. The plan for today is to head across over down to Lacola, and then from there go into the Mallister Gorge and check out the scenery down there and maybe find a camp spot. So we're going to pack up and hit the road. So we're airing down the rears to 22, front to 20, because that's the track, and it's a bit wet, so we don't know what the track's like yet. So we'll let some air out and we'll see how we go. So both vehicles are aired down and we're ready to go. Hopefully. We're sending the patrol first, just because I don't have a winch. So onwards. Let's go. Bugger. And this is where things get a bit more interesting in the wet. That's it. So you probably can't see in this video just yet, but there's a few large rocks which are quite slippery, and that's currently what I'm getting caught up on. So the plan was simple, try and back down a bit to a bit more flatter ground, that way I could get out of the car and knock a few more PSI out. However, when I got down a bit, I still didn't want to take my foot off that brake pedal, so I thought I'll bring the old man down, he can knock a few more PSI out, and then I'll give it another crack. I think I'm going to have to let more air out.
Yep, no worries.
Just to give you guys an idea, that's a hill which the camera doesn't do it justice, but that's how steep it is. So, actually that side probably does it better. That's
coming down.
Isn't this fun? So the Patrol has got a locker in it, which obviously makes it a lot easier. This is unlocked. And yeah, we've just come up to this bit of a rock step here, and I don't know if you can see on the camera there, but yeah, we're not going anywhere at the moment, so I might have to let a bit more air out and then give it another crack. But my problem is, where I'm currently, my foot is flat to the floor on the brake pedal, because otherwise I
Where are you?
keep going back. Down a fair bit.
You're right down.
Yeah, that rock step that was sort of midway I got caught up on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, we were at the top.
Yeah, I saw you just kept going.
Yeah, I did it with rear locker though.
Yeah, nah, just scrappling everywhere.
Too slippery.
Yeah, just a little. Yeah, so anyway, bit of fun. Bit of view of the track currently, and it's raining, just to make matters worse. And it probably doesn't even look that bad on camera. Here I'm just bumping up that throttle controller just to give me a bit more response. But then the track said, but wait, there's more. So we just made it up that hill. Still got a bit to go to get to camp, so we're gonna continue on.
This body is not too bad.
So it's morning 3 of our adventure. We're just packing up camp, as you can probably see over there. We're just letting things dry out a little bit before we hit the road. We got a bit of rain last night, so we're just gonna let things dry out a little bit. Unfortunately there's no sun, but there is a little bit of a breeze, so hopefully that'll help. Old man's just airing up at the moment because he let his tyres down a fair bit, so just putting a little bit back in before we hit the tracks. But have a go at this. This is the Mallister Gorge. As you can probably see behind me, they've got the nice cliff there in the background. And then if I just pan around, this is the Mallister River and water spot. Got the nice little waterfall over there and really deep section of water along here. I ended up putting the rod in, didn't catch anything of course because I suck at fishing, but yeah, absolute sensational spot. So we're gonna go finish packing up and hit the tracks. So we just come up out of the creek and about 90% of the way up, old man's come across on the radio. It sounds like the patrol's done a front hub. So we're gonna have to go ahead and try and get that sorted. And to make it worse, his front locker wasn't working, so it must have an air leak. So he had to do the last little bit in two-wheel drive with only the rear locker. So we're gonna go ahead, pull it out and see where we go from here. So at first inspection, we actually thought that this hub had broken a tooth off, and we were trying to find the missing tooth. However, we later discovered that it was just the ring that was worn, and the hub was actually slipping on the ring. However, we didn't know this at this point, so we thought, well, heck, we need to source another hub, because otherwise this vehicle's going to be in two-wheel drive. Luckily, we had some travellers come by. And we have sourced a new hub, just by some travellers. Absolute legends. So, brand new hub, we can get back on our way. So we got the new hub back on, as you can see there. Old mate that gave it to us, so that'll do for this trip. We'll get us out of strife. And then we'll sort the air locker leak from the front when we get back to camp, because he's still got rear locker and now four-wheel drive again. So we'll tighten her up and we'll be on our way. Righto guys, it's morning 3 of our adventure. Parents are having a bit of more coffee because they need it, and then we're gonna go ahead and try and fix the GU's front locker. Once we've done that, we'll pack up, and then we're hitting the army track today. The first small challenge for the day. So currently we're on the army track, and the GU is making a loud banging noise. It sounds like maybe the other hub has let go, or it's the I can't think of what it's called, but it's basically what the hub connects to on the spline of the axle. And to make matters worse, his locker's not working again. Before we fixed it this morning, we thought it was a leak, but yeah, it sounds like as soon as the diff gets hot, it's letting go, so there's something else going on there. So yeah, without a hub and locker, he's basically in two-wheel drive. So we'll go up there, have a look and see what's going on. So we've got the winch ready on the patrol, just out just in case. And we've got this section just here, so I'm able to listen and see if we can hear anything from this hub. Okay, well, he walked up that and I couldn't hear a clunking. Got some firewood for tonight, up on the collie as well. Plenty of dry stuff here, so we're grabbing some on the track and then we'll continue on. So at this point, with the GU having a bad hub, we decided to turn off the army track just to save it, and we thought maybe taking Futon's Creek track would help reduce the trauma on the hub that's already at its last legs. And for most part, the uphill sections of this track were quite easy, but out the other side of this creek and down the next hill, that's when things got a bit more interesting. So just a quick update, what we're doing is with the patrol, we're unlocking the hub on the easy parts, and only when it gets to the gnarlier parts, he's locking it back in. That way we're just saving that hub, because it's not broken, it's just slipping, I think. So the minimal use of it will hopefully save it so that we can get to the end of the trip. So now we're going down, and it looks like it locks right off. See a big patrol going down. My country, gotta love it. So as we came down to the creek, we came across these fellas, a group of 4Bs, and one of them actually blown a transfer case in a 79 series. So they were going to be a bit of a while having to dead tow it all the way out, which was still a fair way off from the main trail. So they let us on past because unfortunately there's not much we could do to help, and we continue to trek on towards camp. Left hand down a bit. That's it. That's it. All right, then. And after a big day on the tough tracks, what's better than some nice hot curried sausages, especially with that cool air starting to blow in and it was starting to get a little bit chilly. And then, of course, to top it all off, a nice cracking campfire and a few cold beverages, of course. So this is our last morning, or second last morning for the trip, and as you can see we're camped in this nice valley. So the plan for today is to head up that track there. Probably doesn't look that bad on camera. So we've got about 2 k's left of this track, and then we're on the main road to Walhalla. And then the plan is to trek back up to Woods Point, and then we're going to the pub tonight, which I think is a great way to finish off a good trip. So we'll go ahead, we'll pack up over there. We're just having coffees and whatnot at the moment, and then we're going up there to the pub. So we just finished the track and came out of camp. It was a pretty straightforward and easy run. Pretty much just back around the corner, but down off that. So we're just chucking some air back in the tyres because we're on the main gravel roads now. So
we're gonna go pump them up a bit. So I had these rears down to about, what did I have? I had them at 16 and then the fronts were at 14 just to get the traction. So yeah, we'll put a bit more air back in them now because we don't want to run them that low while we're going at a bit higher speed. And we're on our way to the pub.
After setting up the camp, we decided to head into the pub. And that's an official wrap on our Vic High Country adventure. We did make it to the pub and we made it on happy hour, which is even better. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, it means a lot to us, and we'll see you next time.